I will admit I got slightly distracted. This is what happens with life. Anywho, everyone, welcome to stream today. We're going to be continuing work on that one little VTuber model that we have for the tutorial. Wait. I was kind of waiting for the ads at the beginning to roll, and then I just kind of forgot that I existed. Anyways, let me just pop open the art program and we can get it going. Switch over here already. Hee. I really probably should... Do you think I should get in the habit of doing a proper introduction every time I start stream? Because I don't know if that's excessive or if it's actually going to help me in the long run. Because if I say, hey everybody, it's Ryu, you know, people that come back is like, oh yeah, I know it's Ryu. Woo. And then the people that are new is like, okay, Ryu, who's Ryu? Like, I don't know. I don't know if I should do the whole spiel, as it were. Like, ah, I'm Ryu, the ice storm dragon from the mystical world of Castatal, and for some weird reason I've decided to speak like an old wizard. Right. Here's the project. I was wondering where that went to. Ryu, who? I have no response to that. I was gonna say a joke, but then I couldn't think of one. Here we go. It's going. But why did OBS appear? Does it always do that? I'm actually gonna put this bad boy away because you can't even really see this stuff on the sides. But like, just in case I open the little side portion to grab something, I want people to be able to see that I'm doing that. Could just set it as a Nightbot response? I don't know. I don't know. Anyways, as you can see, we left off at a pretty good spot here. We got like a bunch done. We need to do the accessories. That includes the shoes and any other like hair accessories or little add-on bits to the clothing. Who is kind of... What? I say the whole spiel would be cool. Yeah. I really do need to get in a habit of a proper intro, you know? I'm still a little small bean of a streamer. If I was a big streamer, I could just say, hi everyone, it's Ryu, and it wouldn't be a problem, you know? Because everybody will be like, oh, Ryu, woo! Look at that person! I don't know where I was going with that. Anyways. Art! Let me get my sketch open here. So that we can see what all we have. I know I might tweak the shoe design a little bit because I wasn't sure how I felt about it. They're a little plain, so to speak, so I'm not sure if I might, like, put a little design on it or what. But I definitely have to do something to zhuzh it up, as it were. Where's my mouse? There's my mouse! Perfect. Also, I need to just lower the... Oh my god, I forgot to do something. Hold on, hold on. Hold on. This is very important. Very, very imperative I do this right now. I forgot to do it after my stream last time, and it's a travesty, okay? It's awful. It's awful. Oh my god. At least bring it down to that, yeah. No. That one's really quiet, actually. Well, let's up that a little. Okay. No, I remembered the last stream where I had, one of the sound alerts that was, like, blowing out my eardrums, and I was like, oh, I forgot to lower the volume on that one. I really don't want that to happen again. So, I went in and I lowered the volume by, like, 30% because I can't be doing that. Thank you for the hydrate. Eh. I know I have... Where's my reference program? Because I'm sure that for the flowers I have in the design, I had a specific thing that I had set up. Which one? Ah. We have them here? We do not have them here. We do not have them here as a reference. Good to know. Are they in my little book? Are they in my book? Hold on, I have like a physical book I'm going to flip through right now. Ugh! Oh yeah, the other thing we have to work on today, if we have time, is emotion toggles. Okay. Hmm. Yeah, I have a couple things to do for the emotion toggles. Good thing I planned them out ahead of time. Did I make any notes on what kind of flower this was gonna be? Any notes would have been nice. Hmm. It's kind of, I don't know, daffodil vibes? I'm just gonna go with what I have scribbled, because clearly I had some sort of idea when I was making this thing. Wow, looking at the first design of this thing, it's so different than what I have now. Oh well, it still works. Designs change, designs alter. He's a cute bean no matter what, so we win in the end. You will lower your opacity right now. Thank you. Okay. So as you can see, when I lower the opacity, we have the flowers up here. We have this flower with this ribbon attached. That's to, like, make the shirt more visually interesting. Same kind of flower, though, so we might just be able to get away with some copy and paste. Make my life easier, you know? And then we have another flower over here, which is basically this flower, but flipped the other direction. So again, we might be able to get away with some copy and paste. As well as this little belt Dumaflachi. And then I think we have a little attachment here that attaches the flowers to the pants, which, you know, makes sense. It's not just gonna float there. And then I ain't doing the sock, because I can't mentally, like, brain no want sock do. Hard. Difficult. And, so we're just gonna do the boots, which I think I sketched them a little too comically large for the feet, so I will have to make them a little bit smaller. But other than that, it should be relatively easy to get away with the boots as well. So let us start up here. Oh my god, why did I throw that thing on the floor when it has my references for my emotion toggle? Making me have to go over there and get it every single time? I'm a silly person, y'all. Okay. Because a lot of the emotion toggles that I have for this character has to do with the flowers in her hair and different effects for the different flowers in the hair. So we are going to work on this default flower first, though, just because I can get a lot of stuff done just by doing the default flower. But I do also want to do some really simple stuff. Like, for example, oh my god, please. This one will be really easy because it's going to be some effects for the Or do I even want to do that? No. I'm actually not going to do that one that I planned out. You know what? I'm just remove one of the 5 emotion toggles. I don't need that many. 4 will do just nicely, and I think convey the character well enough. I think I might do some alternate kind of almost cartoonish eyes for some of the emotion toggles, because I feel like it would be a really cute effect. Now, alright, so for this base flower, that's not the right color palette. Come here. Actually, now that I think about it, hold on. Grab this color right here to use for the line art. Yeah, that'll do just nicely. Okay, so we're gonna have to do the petals in parts. Let me just put this notebook where I can easily reach it instead of all the way in the floor across the room. Okay, so I'm gonna name this layer petal 1. And we'll kind of like go around in a loop like that, where we're just like petal 1, petal 2, petal 3, petal 4. Because in order for this to come across the way I want it to come across, I definitely need every individual petal be on its own layer. That's part of the emotion toggle thing. There's like a little animation that I kind of want to do for one of them. So yeah. One. Petal. Two. Here we go. Petal 2. Petal 3. That one's a bit chonky compared to the others, but it's okay. It works just fine. Petal 4. By the way, the way I'm naming these is petal underscore then the number, because I've said this in previous tutorials, but I found out that spaces can't be read by Live 2D. So you have to do underscores. Or else it becomes much more confusing later, trust me. And this one's petal 5. A little bit scrongly. That's okay, we can fix you. We can fix you a little scrongly, bro. Y'all might not be able to see the scrongly very well, but my eyes have zoomed, focused. I put my mind to it, I can see the inside of the sun. Anyways, let's fix the scrongle. Much better. I think this little part right here, this little part, I think that's supposed to be a leaf. I don't know why I decided to only have one of those. Anyways, moving on. Petal 6. Where's the number 6? There it is! I couldn't find the number 6. Also, why is this one flower petal so much more massive than all of the other flower petals? Why did I draw it like that? I just move it. What if I just don't move it? Oh. It'll figure out its life soon enough. Oh my god, I moved it too much. Oh, maybe I should rotate it? Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. Oh no, we don't want to that. That seems a little bit better. A little bit more sensible, if you were. Okay, and then it looks like this little bit down here might be flowers. Let me see here. Ugh! Oh my gosh, don't knock over the water bottle. That would be disastrous. Okay. Where is my plan? I'm the dragon with a plan. Where's my plan? Oh, there it is. Okay, it looks like... Okay, I do need the inner part of the flower still. And then I can make some extra flowers. That shouldn't be too hard because they're not going to be anything complex. They're going to be really basic flowers. I probably should each give them individual petals, though. Okay, Okay, so I might have to rename these layers just so that I can differentiate between flowers. This is gonna be a really funny way to name this, but I'm gonna, because it's the main flower, I'm gonna name it MF Petal. 1 MF Petal 2. I mean, I'll understand what it means. The only time this won't work is if I'm collaborating with another person and they need to understand what stuff is. Because it would be awful if I named something weird like this and they're like, what am I looking at? And then they have to figure out which one it is, you know? We do want to have some kind of consistency in the colors of the flowers. So I know I plan to have these all... I wanted to color them sort of the coloration of a, poet's daffodil. The Narcissus poeticus, or whatever it's called. I always thought they were really pretty. They're, like, one of my favorite kinds of daffodil. Because I think they're gorgeous. Hold on. I do have to make the line art a little bit less visible just so I can do the inner part of the flower, because I'm not going to be able to tell with that. There we go. Now I can see what I'm doing. Ooh, how am I gonna divide the center petals? Ooh, tricky, tricky. Because if I just do it into 1 and 2... Nah, it'll be fine if I just do it into those 2 parts, I think. Probably. Quite possibly. Yeah, I'm gonna go for it. If I need more parts later, I mean, that's on me. But for now, 2 parts is good enough. Okay, I'm gonna call this one petal 7. And we're gonna do the back petal here. Beautiful, gorgeous, love to see it. And that means the main flower is going to have a total of 8 layers. not including the leaf, which I have not drawn yet. I have a feeling, a sneaking suspicion, as it were, that this bro don't line up with this other bro. Hold on. I need to make sure. Alright, hopefully that'll align it without making it look weird. Okay. Now I have to color all of these monstrosities. Let's start out with this nice white color. Give it a second. I do need to look up the color pattern for the Narcissus Poeticus really quick, because I know I had it, but... Actually, why don't I just... Hold on. This is gonna take a second. I know I have one on hand. I know I have one on hand. Where's my folder for reference? Uh-huh, there. Could be in this one. Yeah, there we go. At least a generalized idea of the color patterns. Good, okay. I think here I'm gonna take this and, okay, block that. Alright. And then it's also kind of like pinkish. I don't know if I should save the pinkish for like the middle part though. Probably. Yeah, I'll save the pinkish for the middle part. If I need to add pinkish later, I'll do my best. Now, the main part that's going to be difficult about this is trying to decide which one of these goes on top of which one. So I might have to arrange things a little bit oddly. coming together quite nicely. Nothing quite like a little hard work and perseverance. But only when it's into a field that I enjoy. Not something I enjoy, I cannot be bothered. Once you got the base down, it becomes pretty easy to actually get the rest of it down. You just have to make sure you don't accidentally color outside the lines or anything like that. Once I outline the whole thing, I'm using a fill tool to fill in the missing space so that I don't have to do too much work. Be very careful about there being gaps in the lines too, because then you'll have like a spot that's transparent. It's a little bit awkward. Of course, there's a very good chance that you, as the artist, are the only one that will pick up on that transparent spot, but it's just annoying enough that I can't forgive myself. But yeah, this is coming along quite nicely. Can't wait to be doing the accessories today. I feel like I'm gonna have to take the 7th and 8th pedal and then put them like just behind the front pedals, but over top of the back pedals. That's the only way that's gonna work. Oh, right. I have to lock this layer to actually color it. Okay. Ah, yes, the big pedal. Bring that in. We don't want that to be too sheer. However, I'm thinking that this pedal would best be behind this other pedal. Yeah, that's a little bit better. It looks a little bit better behind that pedal. Whoops, I accidentally clicked a spot I should not have clicked. There we go. We want to do that so we can distinguish, like, the actual colors, because if not, it's going to get too difficult. Alright, now here's what I'm gonna do. First of all, I'm gonna lower the size of my brush, because right now I got it at 30 pixels, and it's a little crazy. This one, we got that, and then on the inner part, we're gonna have kind of a... like that color. Isn't that pretty? Isn't that lovely? No one will ever see it, but it's gorgeous! Yeah, if you ever get a chance, definitely look up the Narcissus Poeticus or the Poet's Daffodil, because it's so pretty. I might not be getting the coloration exactly correct, but I'm at least close enough that I'm happy about it. I love this song. Ooh! Got outside the lines a little bit there. I got a lot of... Gosh, this one's really testing my patience with the lines here. I don't want to do the pink on the outside because I don't think that's, like, in range with the flower. Like, I don't think that would work. So let's just do that for now. Let's turn on all these other petals. And then... I want to move, like, those, like, over. Like that. Yeah, that looks better. My button? There's my button. Okay. It's very plain like this. But that's okay. Now, we need petals. And I already have a pretty decent green kind of... Whoop, that's not it. I have a pretty decent green here, so I'm just gonna grab this and use this for the line art. So all we're gonna do is we're gonna do one singular leaf. Because I feel like it. Whoops, that feels a little... Sure. Good enough. Ooh, okay. I might need to zoom to see what I'm doing. Also, I might need to lower the opacity of that to see what I'm doing. Okay. Oh no. Oh, there's my mouse. Interesting. Why were you so huge? Cursor? Hold on, I need to, like, grab a color. There we go. Make it a little bit darker. That's fine. A nice little simple flower for her hair. I hope it's not too simple. Alright, now that we have this layer done, we can cheat, like, a lot by using a lot of copy and paste and being purely lazy. I need to shift my position. Okay, perfect. Now, due to pure laziness, you will be copying and pasting this flower a lot. It just has to listen to us first. I am gonna label the folders they're in differently. And I will have to also rename the layers so that they don't get jumbled in Live 2D, but renaming layers is easier than redrawing the entire thing, you know? So one I'm gonna call main flower head, and the other one I'm gonna call main flower... Oh, we'll start with the neck one. So we'll just say shirt. Main flower shirt. So I'm just gonna, every layer that I have, I'm just gonna slap head at the end for the one that's on the head. Very easy, very easy. Sure, it's tedious work, but, you know, it helps us identify what goes where, and that's all we need. There's gonna be so many flower petals that I'm gonna be working with on this model. It's kind of gonna be funny. Wild to think I've already been at this for like an hour. Not quite an hour, but almost an hour. Okay, so for this one, we'll take all of those and move them right here. Now, but Ryu, you say, it's just gonna look identical to the one up here. That is why we're gonna tweak it a bit. We're gonna fidget with it, you know what I mean? For one, I'm gonna rotate it, and for two, I'm gonna make it a little bit smaller. That way it's not exactly the same. I feel like that would look a little bit odd. Yeah, that would look a little too odd, so yeah, let's keep it at an angle here. Nope, that's exactly the way it was. That'll do, for now. Now I'm gonna go through all of these and just slap shirt at the end of every layer. That way I know which one's the shirt one. And I know the other thing y'all are probably thinking, but Ryu, the flower's the same color as the shirt. Well, guess what? The ribbon won't be. I'm gonna make the ribbon, like, green or something, or maybe, like, a pinkish color, but I'm thinking green. The more green accents I have, the better. Okay. This one I need to move again. But as you can see, we need to flip it around and possibly make it a little bit larger. Hooray for laziness. Now this layer, this folder, we're gonna call main flower waist. Or maybe I should call it shorts. No, I'm gonna say waist because shorts and shirt look so close to each other, I would worry that I'll mix them up. So now we're gonna slap waist at the end of every single one of these. Again, it's a tedious process, but a necessary one. And in the end, I still wholeheartedly believe that I am doing less work than I would have done had I redrawn all these flowers individually. Okay, that's all the flowers. Now time to do the additions there, and then maybe the shoes, and then I'll do the emotion toggles. Alright, y'all, get in here. All there. Perfect. Now, the only exception to the rule here is, obviously, I can't make these straps here green. So I'm thinking about taking the pinkish coloration of the flower and extending that down onto that. I feel like that might be a nice little effect. There's a very good chance I'm gonna have to reposition it. First things first, use a tool here. Make sure it's straight. Slightly different. Okay. That's not good enough. Yeah, see, this is a little bit wonky here. Excuse you, I did not ask for that. Needs a little bit of tweaking, just a tiny bit. I can see right here where this is a little problematic. Move that there. I also want to rotate it a little bit because it is a little bit off. There, that's straight up and down. That's what we want. Now we do have two of these, so I am going to duplicate. The first one I called belt front. This one I'm going to call belt back. It's going to be behind the other one. Come on, buddy. Why are you not moving? There we go. Okay, that should be good enough. for the belt parts. Yeah, it gets the point across. Might have to tweak the line colors a little bit more if I go with the pink route, because the colors might not really match very well. But that's an easy fix. Okay, so just like with the last one, we're gonna start with a nice white color. Of course, the metal part's gonna be, you know, a golden color. Sometimes using a line tool to get what you need is just right. Actually, you know, I am gonna go through and I am going to outline the entire thing, because I can always clip to layer below to get the metal. I want to zoom in. I'm too paranoid that's not gonna look perfect. Ah! I saw you go outside those lines. Don't lie to me. The audacity, sir! I need to lower the size of this brush. Perfect! I actually might move it over a little bit more, but then I would have to move this over as well. Nah, we're gonna leave it where it is. Okay, stop. Here's how we do. Just like with all the others, we're gonna do this little maneuver. The reason we have it more light on this side is actually because it's gonna be overshadowed on this side by the other one. Okay, so we are gonna like bring that down quite a bit, and then over top of this layer, because I'm paranoid, we're gonna do the pink. Okay, so now if I take those... Okay, yeah, that's cute. Hi! Hello, Bard! This is where I do the goldy color, which is perfect because I can just kind of select from this color with the color grabber. don't have to worry about accidentally going outside of the lines because of how I did color. I'll lock that, and we're gonna start grabbing some other colors here. I have to grab this one. And then we need to grab this one, the really dark one. Now, as you can see, this is a little rough around the edges, so it is going to need some blurring or blending. And that's a relatively easy fix. And then we can just come in with the really light color here, this one, and then add a little bit of a line to it. I will admit, it's not 100%, but it gets the job done. I think I need to grab this one a little bit more. I think that makes it a little bit more prominent, at least. Okay. That'll do. So now that whole entity right there, after combining layers, is going to be one of our belts. Now we gotta get the other one done. Alright, everyone. Second verse, same as the first. Oh, this is the paintbrush. I used the pen to do the full color. Right, perfect. And then unlike the other one, this one's shadow is more to this side because of the fact that this side's not covered by anything, so that be how we do. Oh, I didn't alter the line color. Oh well. It'll get the point across just fine. I can see spots that did not blend. No, you right now, mister. That better be the last peep I hear from you about not being colored. Whoops, I clicked on a setting that I don't even know what it is, and now I am concerned. I'm sorry, my friend. Okay. Now, let me go back to what I actually planned. Nope, nope, boop, 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 boop. That is the opposite of what I wanted. There's no rhyme or reason why I'm shading it the way that I'm shading. Even I think it's a little bit odd, but I just don't know what to do. So, it gets shaded like this. That one's not supposed to be in the back, so let me just... Now, do I actually want to put in the time and the effort into drawing the little Doomaflachi that's supposed to connect it to the shorts? To be honest, no. I think I can get away with not drawing it. see we have this accessory here, and then we have the shoes, and then we have all the emotion toggles. Okay, so we're gonna make a ribbon back and a ribbon front layer. And the pen tool, we're just gonna put down here. And of course, gonna do that. Actually, do I like it like that? Ooh, I don't know. I want it to be a little bit more frilly, you know? Gosh, but even if I do that, I don't know how I feel about that. I mean, it'll do. The point across. I don't know, we'll see. And that's the front ribbon, so we have the front ribbon and the back ribbon. Yeah, I think it needs to be a little bit more pronounced on this corner here. Ooh, and this one needs a little bit connection too. Yep. Okay. Oh, maybe here as well. Hey, I kind of like how this one goes down, so I might want to just do that. Nope. Nope, nope. Sometimes you erase too much. Ah, what did I do? How did I end up down there? The world may never know. Anyways, we're gonna make these some ribbons. Cute little ribbons. And much like with every other shade of green, we're gonna make it this color. Nice, vibrant, spring-like color, since spring is the vibe that I was wanting to go with. I spy with my little eye a line that looks scuffed? No. Perfect. Zooming in to ensure perfection. It's good. I was wrong. That's what happens when you try to use a fill tool and you have the transparency tool selected. Everything vanishes. I'm gonna grab this color. Nice little color. I want to ensure that there's a little bit more prominent folds here, but there's not really like a good way to do that. Okay, let's see how good this looks underneath the flower, or if we need to change anything. Ooh. It's not bad. I feel like I can add a little bit of vibrancy to it, though, if I, like, can... Yeah. Hold on. Not quite it. We do want... Oh my god. Flip. Oh, thank you for the hydrate. Hold on. I think I need to... I'm drinking. Let me kind of just hit the undo button a couple times. Can't do that. Hold on. See, just that little bit kind of makes it pop for sure. Like, I enjoy that infinitely more, so that's definitely nicer. Now we have to do the same thing for the other ribbon. A little crooked. Takes me a good little second to do the coloring, since you want to be very precise with it. Gosh, I genuinely need like a new art tablet. The screen feels a little bit wonky and it makes me afraid. Added to your throne? I'm not sure if I already did or not, actually. I might have? I know it's my current coffee goal. Alright, now is that too much or about the same as the other one? That'll do, yeah. You can already see how much more interesting the outfit looks like with accessories. Okay. So now, we need to start work on the shoes, so I can finally pull out the ruler tool again. Kinda chilly. Wait. Oh. Okay. Now the way we have the shoes is we kind of have this sort of vibe for the shoes. But I might tweak it a bit because I'm not sure if that's good enough. Because they don't appear very visually interesting, as I said before. Which is sad. Like, maybe I'll add some, frills. Just to make it pop a little bit more. That could work. Boot. Boot. Now, I heard someone say that it's much easier to do movement if you do the heels of the shoes on a separate layer, which honestly sounds like a really clever idea, so I might do that just to give me like a wider range of movement, you know? Yeah, so I definitely have to tweak it since I do not like how this is at all. I think the buttons on the sides I'll make on separate layers just so that when I rotate things, it'll look like it's actually moving around. But I probably won't do each individual button. I'll probably just do a left side, right side and call it a day because that's going to be the simplest way to do that. Okay, so let's do my default line color, because we'll figure out what the line color actually needs to be later. We'll do the default for now. Ruler tool on. Now, we do want it to come out a little bit from the foot because, you know, nobody has, like, super tight boots. That'd just be uncomfortable, you know? How you even get your feet in there? But I don't want it to come out too much. So we're gonna try and sort of get this to follow edge of the feet as best. And whoops, I forgot. It's gonna be better to do it on this side because if I do it on the other side, it's gonna be. Anyways, see, this is why it's good to have a symmetry tool because then that means I could come over here and I can draw on this side, and it's not gonna be problematic. So that's a good start. And then for the tootsies here, we need to shoot out a bit. I'm not super confident on now. I'm not confident on that one at all. Started out strong. Did not end strong. Way. Come over here, and then we're gonna meet it. I'm gonna go in, and I'm gonna do that. We have to clean that up. Right, I said I was gonna add frills. That's why I don't think it looks nice. I didn't add the frills yet. Silly me. So we're gonna start at the bottom here. I'm gonna add some that's the racy tool. Okay. I'm gonna do one little bit at a time because we kind of want to emulate a almost flower petal type look. Wait, hold on. I forgot the eraser tool doesn't transfer from side to side, so I need to do that. Cool. And on each side, do that. Yep, perfect. Okay. Do that there, yes. It's already more visually interesting, but the thing is, I don't think that's enough, actually. I don't think it's anywhere near enough. So what we're going to do is we're going to undo everything we just did. I want to have bigger frills. I want it to have a little bit more pop, but I also don't want it to cover too much of the foot. So we're actually going to take this line here, and we're going to raise it up to maybe about, like, here. Give it a little bit of extra space with which we can do our frills. Use that vector eraser tool. The vector eraser tool is your friend. Cool. Now, we need bigger frills. Also, maybe not make the frills such a thick line. Yeah, that's my bad. Want them to be a little bit thinner. I think just to give it a little bit of extra oomph, I'm gonna do that right there. Woo, no. That right there. There we go. dropped my pen in the floor. Oh no. Hold on 1 second. I didn't just drop that thing. That thing flew. Okay, see, I think that's a step up. It's definitely more interesting than what it was before. And then we also need to do some frills at the top. You know, make it matchy, make it interesting. Now, the sad thing about this is I'm drawing all the frills like this right now. But I am going to have to completely make the frills a separate layer because I'm dumb and I forgot to do that in the line art, and so I'm gonna have to redo it. Okay. I feel like the upper frills aren't as big as the lower frills, and I hate that, actually. So we're just gonna redo that. And actually, while I'm at it, I am gonna go ahead and make a separate frills layer. So that way, I'm not drawing these on the layer that is the boot layer, because that would be terrible. Okay, a little bit bigger. I feel like that's a little bit nicer overall. That does nothing for anything. Oh my god. Okay. One more big one. Yep. And then we go over here. Same thing. And a little tiny one right there. Yep. Have to connect that bad boy. Yep. Ooh, yeah, okay. That is much better. Okay, now we have to figure out how to get the frills from the bottom separated. So here's what I'm going to do. I am going to try and finagle, and it's not going to work. Ah! Don't do anything, 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 don't do anything. Okay, that made me panic for a little bit. We're safe now. Okay. So first things first, we're gonna... Please? We're gonna kind of like just move these out of the way so we can more easily grab. Excuse me. Great, that means I accidentally cut. Not delete. Jerk. Okay. So now, maybe turn off the sketch layer. Okay. lock that so that doesn't move, because if it moves, then it's gonna select that, and it's gonna get annoying. Okay, so now I can draw the line over the top of the feet, and it's not gonna be a problem. We're gonna cut that, and then we're gonna paste it. No, we're gonna paste it. Thank you. Now, those are all on a separate layer. Oh no! But guess what? I didn't do the other side. Because I am a silly person. That's okay, I got this. No. Okay. So now in theory, those are all one layer. Yes, okay, cool. And then that becomes one layer again. Oh wait, that's actually kind of a conundrum. I need to make the boot into multiple parts now. I need that little cover thing at the top. I need that to be its own layer. What is it called? I think it's called a gator. But like with an eye? It's fine, as long as I know what it is. It doesn't matter what the layers are called, since I'm not working with anyone else for this. Okay. We're gonna take the bottom part here. We're gonna not copy, we're gonna cut that. That's what we want to do. And then we're gonna make another layer, and the layer's gonna be called shoe. So the top layer is called gator, the bottom layer is called shoe. That way, separate layer, separate layer, separate layer, separate layer. Now, we're going to have to do a little bit more separation, because we're going to have to separate them into left and right, but we're not going to do that until we're done with the coloring. Now, one final thing that I have to do is the buttons on the sides, because as you can see, I have not done those. Now, those are ones that I actually should know what the line color is already. It's this, like, warm brown color. So, let me just grab that real quick. And yawn. Ugh. Oh my god, the audacity. Absolutely not. Why would you change that? No, stop. I hate you. Anyways. We're gonna call this... Well, no, that's not how you spell shoe. We're gonna call this one shoe button. Name of that layer. One of these is better than the other one, so one of these has to go. And the other one has to be copy-pasted because I simply will not. Okay, that'll do. That'll do the job just fine, I think. Now, one by one... There is a little something something that I have to do here. Obviously, as you can see, I have to bring that up. So that when the frills bounce, it doesn't come across in a weird way because you can see through them. Okay, so that's good. Turn off the sketch for now. Now, I think I was gonna make the shoes green, but now I don't know. Do I want to make it green and have more green? Or do I want to make it, like, brown like the leather of the corset brown? What do y'all think I should do for the shoes? Do you think I should make them brown or green again? Let me unlock that so I can... So what do you think? More green or that brown color? Because I'm pretty indecisive right now. Oh, you know what I didn't draw? I didn't draw the heels of the boots, so while I'm waiting for a response, let me... Oh, green or... this color brown? Those are the two options. And while we're thinking about it, I am going to draw the heel of the shoe, because I forgot to do that. Heel. Okay, so around here is going to be where the heel of the shoe is at, like roughly here. Obviously, it has to come in like a little bit. That would be the top of the heel, and then maybe, like, it would come down like that, but I feel like that's a matter of shading. You vote brown? Okay. Ooh, okay, counterpoint. Here's another idea. Here's another idea. Brown, but the bottom part of the shoe is green, or green, but the bottom part of the shoe is brown. I just thought about that. I could totally split it into two colors. Because that would make the heel whatever color the bottom part was, since I'm doing the heels on separate layers, you know? So if the bottom part of the shoe is that green, then the heel would be green. And if the bottom part of the shoe is brown, the heel would be brown. Can't believe I didn't think about that till now. Because I usually make the bottom part of the shoe just like a slightly darker layer of whatever the heck color I make the leather, but now that I think about it, I could do alternate colors. That happens with shoes all the time. Yeah, that could be pretty interesting. I can remember. I need to grab some colors up here. Yeah, so the base color is going to be something like this. Green bottom of the shoes would be a unique choice. Yeah, not gonna lie, I was kind of vibing with that anyways. Oh wait, I have to put that away so I can see what I'm doing. Let's do the full thing in one color and then switch over to the other color. Get the frills out here so I could see where... Oh yeah, no, that needs to be way further down. Come on, let's blur tool ready. I have to get this back. Hold on. Even though that doesn't technically matter that much. Kind of give it a very soft leather sort of feel with it. Texture. This is optional. This isn't necessary. I'm just doing it because I feel like it. Even then, I no longer feel like it. I feel like it would be better if it was a little bit more shiny. Okay, and then what's the lighter color? This one? I wanted the shoes to be shiny. Shiny shoe! Alright, and then we're gonna go in with the green, which we already have all the colors queued up for, thankfully. We'll have to alternate the line colors for the lower part of the shoe, just so that it matches. Oh no. Are we frozen? We are not. Good. Wonderful. Beautiful. Okay, so you Rasterize. I'm gonna lock those pixels. Yeah, that's it. Perfect. For now. I need to make that a little bit lighter, actually, or I'm not gonna see it. Beautiful! Look at it, it's gorgeous! Alright, that's perfect. Turn that off so I can see that. That needs to become this color, because they're gonna be green. Oh, I see some issues with the line art. Oh, no, no, no. Perfection is required by law. Okay, moving on. I probably don't even need these upper lines here, to be honest. Probably just don't need those. Oh gosh, no, 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 no. Okay, that's good enough. Perfect. I'm gonna make a folder for the shoes. And then I'm gonna separate them into right and left. Put them into shoe layer. Yes, perfect. Just turn that off for a second so I can see what I'm doing. Alrighty. Making great progress. This is fantastic. You know, if we're lucky, we might actually finish doing the art portion today, and that means the next one will be the rigging starting tutorial thing. That'd be fun. I haven't done rigging on stream in a while. I've done it off stream, but not on stream. Huh? Oh, there it goes. It was delayed. Freaked me out for a second. Okay. Now, I think for this, because we're gonna do the traditional sort of color we've been doing, we're gonna switch to that. Ah! That definitely went outside the lines. Absolutely not. Alright, perfect. Get some of that nice cream color going. The blur tool out, because I want that to be prominent. It's fine. is it? What is... No, it's that. So why... Where's that? No. Yes? Yes. There we go. Gosh, I was worried I couldn't find it. Okay, so this is gonna go under the gators. Alright, come on, give me free range of my pen again, please. Thank you. Probably fine. Whoop. Definitely not that size brush. Oh my goodness. That might be a bit. Maybe like a middle ground? Yeah. A part like that, because why not? Oh, too much. It'll sort of blend at the top with the spray tool. Ooh, wait, hold on. There is a little bit off. Perfect. Okay. And then maybe at the bottom we spray it with a white so it kind of like fades. Yeah, okay, that works. I like that. But beneath the gator, it's coming together quite nicely. Might become problematic with the legs in the way. Okay. Whoops! Again, don't ever use a fill tool when you're on the transparency. Whoop! Okay. Oh my god, I just realized something. Sure enough, those didn't blend. Because I'm dumb. Hold on. God. Oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god. Okay. I just need to make the mental note to blur on both sides because I am a silly person and I did not do that. Forgot the blur tool doesn't transfer across. Which, to be honest, is a little bit annoying. I kind of wish it would, but it is what it is. Make that a little bit up part a little less. Okay, I need to make all these left and right separate. So let's go ahead and turn off the rulers so that we can do that. Ah! It froze again. That into the layer. Yep. Perfect. Now we just need to do the buttons. Turn the ruler back on for that so that I can get that done. Doing really basic coloring on these because you're not going to be able to see much of them like this. Okay, that'll do, I think. Now we'll put that on separate layers, and then the shoes will be done, and we can move on to the emotion toggles. Alright, separate that into left and right. Put it in my shoe folder. And then put the shoe folder in with my wyvern girl. Front of the lower body folder. There, perfect. Perfect placement. There's so many layers already. Alrighty, so now we gotta work on emotion toggles. Like I said, most of the emotions that I have, I'm gonna probably convey via the little flower on her head. Or through her ears, or just very, very basic, like, eyebrows kind of thing. I have a couple of things that I came up with. One is, like, when she's angry, it, like, growing thorns. Thought that would be cute. Okay. So I have the thorns that I wanted to do for the flower, and then I have another one. What do I have on the eye layer? Hold on. Go in here. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna make a layer, and I'm gonna call it Happy Eye. Turn the ruler back on, so I got this. Where I'm just gonna add, like, some extra, like, sparkles or something to be in here when the character is happy. I'm not sure if that's a little bit odd. I think it is a little bit odd. Okay, we're gonna... That's good enough. It just adds a little bit of extra oomph when you're going through. I wish I had a toggle for turning on and off rulers. That would make my life so much easier. Anyways, we're just gonna separate this into left and right. It's very simple and easy. Just a nice little extra effect that you can add. And then, like I said, for sad, I was thinking about doing really cartoony eyes. In which case, I would make a whole separate sort of layer. Okay, stop. Why did I do that? No. Bad. Wrong. Okay. So, for that, I'm gonna go over here to where we have the tools for shapes, because I'm too lazy. And I'm going to do, the shape that I'm gonna use. The audacity of you. First of all, white. Thank you. Alright, and then... separate layer for tears. Go back to this tool. A little bit thinner. Little cartoony eyes. Isn't that cute? I think it's cute. This bit behind the eye just simply won't be there when... so let me try and formulate this in a way that it covers all the eye. It's gonna be so much better if I just start over from... Oh, why did I do that? But yeah, I was gonna do these cartoony eyes, and then I wanted to have, like, the flower petals, like, fall off, like it's wilting when she's sad. You know, like, kind of like an extra thing. So that was what I was gonna do for sad. And then I was also gonna do literally an emote toggle that I was gonna call Head Empty. That one was also gonna have cartoony eyes. So, for example, I was gonna go back in here, I was gonna go back to this, and then instead of, like... I was gonna do that. And then if we just pretend that the, maybe I should bring that down a little bit. That in a little bit. That. And then try again. I was gonna have a head empty emote. I thought that would be funny. Again, we'll have to separate everything into left and right and put it in the correct folders, but, you know, it's a start. Okay, so now for the floral accessories. First of all, I don't think I need the ruler for this one. First, what we're gonna do is we're gonna separate everything into its proper layer. And move it. So that I don't forget to do that later, because you'd be surprised how often I forget to do that. And then I'm going to move these all into the eye layer. I'm going to make a separate layer, and I'm going to call this layer, not layer, folder. I'm gonna call it emote eyes so that I don't get them mixed up. That way I can just turn off all of them at once. Perfect. Let me check real quick. Okay, good. I made blush. I was worried about that. Perfect. All right, let's do a little save just in case. so I have a handful of things to do. I think the easiest one's gonna be the head empty one. That's gonna be a handful of different layers. Go ahead and... No, let's not transparency it for now. Okay. So first part of this is... Da 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 da! Bonk! Second part of this is... Actually, you know what? I just realized I'm using the wrong pen. See, that is so much smoother. Can't believe I was using the wrong pen the entire time. So for this one, we're going for a very cartoony flower look. This is going to be for the head empty emote. I'm naming layers right now, that's why I'm so quiet. I'm just trying to knock these layers out of the way so I can just go for it. Okay. And then we want consistency in the flower department here. So we are going to keep all of the flowers white. And then we're gonna separate layer for the center. And the center is going to be a nice little golden color. That's pretty standard with cartoon flowers. Go ahead and color all these. I hate when I hit caps lock instead of freaking shift. Alright. Gotta do leaf one first. Be the same color as this freaking hat. I'm gonna do simple shading here. There's no need to do anything complicated. Now the hard part is going to be figuring out which petal was which. That's petal 1. Like with the others, I'm not going to do any complex. That's wrong, incorrect, false. Why would you do that? Anyways, I'm not going to do any complex shading. I'm just going to kind of do that at the edges. Keep in mind that in order to do the spray painting, I am locking the pixels on the layer so that they don't go outside. To lock the pixels, lock the transparent pixels, there should be like a little lock symbol with like a little checkerboard looking thing or something like that. At least that's how it is for Clip Studio Paint. Ungoofed? There we go. Fix. Little basic little cartoon flower here for our head empty emote. Now that we're done with that, we're going to put that away. And we're going to move on to the angry emote. Angry. Now, as I said, for angry, we're going to be working with vines. I'm going to do 2 separate vines that grow out. Uh-huh. Okay. That's good. So we have our left side vine. Now we're going to make one for the right side. We're going to call it vine R. we have our left side vine, our right side vine. This one is gonna have to go underneath the flower, as you can see. And then, what else do I want for that? Yeah, the angry emote's gonna be very simple, so we're just... Because it's gonna be a pouty kind of angry, so I really don't have to do much in terms of that. It's just gonna be like, We're gonna take that. We're gonna, first of all, we're gonna grab both of these. Perfect. Now let's put that angry one away. Very simple. We're not doing anything else. If I want to have more vines when I'm in Live 2D, if I want to add more vines, I can just kind of like copy paste the layers and make more vines. But that's good enough for now. The next one, of course, is going to be the happy emote. Happy, happy. Okay. Again, we're keeping some consistency with the flowers, where we're having all the line art for the flowers be the same, because they're going to be the same color. So for the happy emote, I was going to have more flowers kind of bloom in the hair, possibly have some on the other side of the head as well. I'm done with that, so I can finally chuck it on the floor. And once we finish with the happy emote toggle, we're basically done with the art portion. Of course, we still have much to come. We're gonna turn that down. Okay. So instead of main flower, this is gonna be happy flower, so it's gonna be HF. Petal line. Okay, so I was gonna do like some really simple flowers for this next port. I want each petal to kind of have like at least each flower to have at least 5 petals. And then I will have to do like a center thing. Now the thing is, I will have to differentiate which flowers are which. So like, for example, this is happy flower 1. So everything is going to be HF1 and then whatever other parts. Okay. Center. Of course, we're going to go with our traditional yellow. The only reason that we're going to have a center for the flowers is partially to cover up where the lines intersect, but also because when we do the sad emote, we were going to have the flowers wilt. So that's a thing that I wanted to, like, the petals to all fall off, you know? And then the center would be the last thing to fall, of course. First petal? Oh, that one there. Okay. I might do very simplistic shading on this one as well. Maybe a little bit more complex than the little cartoon happy flower. For the most part, I am going to be copying and pasting these flowers just to get the job done faster, you know? Why did I do that? Whoops. That moment when you accidentally create a whole new layer when you're trying to lock pixels. Now we have to make a bunch of these little flowers. Like I said, I am going to copy paste because that's going to be so much easier for me in the long run. Like, we might change some things, resize some things, like... Yeah, I'm gonna resize that. Or am I gonna move you up here? Yeah, I'll move you up here. And this is the one that I will resize. Darn it! Stop having that setting. I feel like if I... have this one here, and then this one over here. This one up here a little bit. This one we're gonna move more, and then we're gonna resize it. Suddenly realized the line art color isn't even correct, and I am very annoyed by that, but I cannot change it now. There, so she'll have extra flowers when she's happy. I do have to go back and rename, like, literally all of the layers, but I'm basically done with the art portion. So on that note, while I am renaming all of the art layers, I hope you enjoy this full screen image of the completed picture while I am consistently renaming things. Slowly but surely, we're doing all the renaming. You see, layers can't, like, share names. So we're fixing it. We're on the last flower to rename. Oh my god. Imagine if I was giving this to someone else to rig and I had to name things in an even more understandable way. I would scream. Did you know I've never actually had anyone commission me to just do the artwork for a model? I've only ever had them commission me to do both the rigging and the artwork, or just the rigging. I've never had anyone do just the artwork with me. Okay. Happy layer gone. Well, boom! Da 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 da. Hold on, while I just put a really, really big watermark. Why am I doing that? No, why am I doing that? Yeah, I gotta put a watermark on it if I'm gonna post it on the Twitter. Meow. Get this going. Meow. I actually do want this to be a completely different color than the one that it is, but wait, hold on. I can fix that here. I cannot fix that here. Okay. Fine. Be that way. Make me do this the hard way. Like a dark green. Yeah. We love the dark green. Yeah, watermark. Wha-bam! Wha-pow! Oh, wow. Ooh. I'm actually amazed I got so much done today. I mean, I'm not complaining. But yeah, look forward to seeing... I'll be posting this, on my Discord for anybody that... Oh, that's all caps locks. Nope. For anybody that wants to see it, it's going to be on my Discord for a while, and then eventually, after letting it sit on my Discord and then my coffee, I'll post it on Twitter. I don't want to do it right away. And I'll probably be announcing stuff more related to the auction for the character once I get closer to finishing the actual rigging. So the next time I do a tutorial stream specifically, it's going to be a rigging stream instead of an art one. So we're finally getting into the rigging portion. You could find previous videos for the little tutorial series, which I know it's not much of a tutorial. It's mostly just me rambling about my process, but you never know. It could be helpful to someone. Anyways, the earlier videos are in a collection that's been highlighted, so you can find them in my videos on my channel. And I think I recently uploaded, like, the first part to YouTube, if you're more of a YouTube person. But yeah, on that note, I'm gonna find a lovely person to raid, and I will dippity-doo out for the day. Just see, who do we have to raid? What lovely person do we have? Ooh, quite a few. Which art streamer do I want to raid today? So many options. Yeah, no problem, no problem. What are they doing today? Ooh, what are they doing today? I don't know what it is, but it looks pretty. No idea what they're drawing. Anyways, We're gonna slash raid this lovely person. They have a very lovely artwork. And they did their own model. It's very cute. Oh, this one looks slightly different than the last time I was here. I guess they got a new one? Nice. This one has longer hair. Anyways, I need to stop getting distracted and actually initiate the raid. Anywho, I appreciate y'all for coming out. I had a great time. I hope y'all also had a great time. If you want to join the Discord, I already shared that link. I do have this raid message here that you can use if you would like to. And, you know, let me actually just do this. And if you like my artwork and want to commission me, my illustration commissions are up on my Ko-fi. And it's best to contact me directly through DMs and stuff. Through either Twitter or Discord, although technically I prefer Discord because Twitter just emails me every time I get a notification for a DM and it kind of ticks me off. But yeah, both are solid options. However, I don't know that I really have a lot of commission slots open right now because I am trying to actually have slots. Now for illustrations, everything's open. It's just the model and rigging that I'm like shutting down and making slots for. But for illustration commissions, I totally have slots open for those. But yeah, I appreciate y'all, and I hope to see you next time, where I will probably be playing a game. As for which game, I don't know. Could be Baldur's Gate, could be Genshin. Bye-bye for now. And a boop. And a boop. And a boop.